In other news, another work week is about to get underway, and more than 100,000 General Motors employees are being told to stay home. Talks to end a strike between GM and workers at two automotive parts plants went nowhere today. The strike has forced the automaker to lay off more than 100,000 workers at assembly plants throughout the country. Strikers say they're fighting to keep the American jobs from going south to Mexico. The company says so far the strike hasn't affected the supply of new cars at GM dealerships, but that could change if the strike continues for a long time. Well, hundreds of local servicemen who fly in and out of trouble spots around the world could be getting a raise. The U.S. Senate is considering a proposal by Delaware Senator Joe Biden that would increase the hazardous duty pay for military air crews. The provision would affect more than 200 servicemen at Dover Air Force Base and more than 14,000 personnel nationwide. Biden says the pay raise might prevent experienced air crews from leaving the military and going to the private sector. The Senate should vote on the measure sometime this week. Well, the investigation continues into an accident that killed a local teen. Police say 18-year-old Stephen Ricketts of Del Mar was westbound on Old Ocean City Road early this morning when his car went off the road and struck a tree in Willards. Ricketts was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. At this point, police say alcohol does not appear to have been a factor. Well, another accident involving a car and a tree sent two people to the hospital. Police say this Honda was totaled after hitting a tree along the eastbound lanes of Route 50 in Berlin. The driver was not seriously hurt, but two female passengers were treated for chest and neck injuries. Meantime, the search is on tonight for suspects who are stealing from a local marina. Several boats at the Mispillion Marina near Milford were broken into this week. Burglars stole fishing gear and electronic equipment like CD players and radios. Police believe criminals are getting in by breaking zippers and snaps. Boat owners at the marina are taking precautions, but admit there's not much they can do.
There's really no precautions you can take because boats only have certain kinds of latches that you can put on them. They tried to break into my boat, but they didn't get the latch open.
Authorities are telling all boat owners who keep valuables on board to lock them up inside the boat cabins. Well, a new poll has some good news for Maryland's governor. A Washington Post survey of more than 1,000 Maryland voters shows Democrat Paris Glendening 12 points ahead of Republican Ellen Sauerbrey, with another 12% of those asked saying they're still undecided. Margin of error is about 3 percentage points. Pollsters say Glendening's support is not very strong, though, with about half of those who support him saying they might change their minds and vote for somebody else. In the general election 4 years ago, Glendening squeaked by with a very narrow margin of victory. Well, residents in Wicomico County will get their chance to speak out about a new dog ordinance. The vicious dog bill will be the topic of a public hearing tomorrow night. Under the new ordinance, the Humane Society will enforce the law that sets certain guidelines for dog owners. It also defines what a vicious dog is. Salisbury Kennel Club members say that's important.
We as pet owners were concerned that, for example, it was not leveled at any particular specific breed. It's very often the owner that's at fault, not the animal.
The Salisbury Kennel Club and the Humane Society worked on the ordinance together. That meeting starts tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Civic Center. Well, today's a day to honor dads. Tonight, Sonia Taylor introduces us to a new dad and shows us how he's sharing responsibilities for caring for his newborn son.
It's a quiet Father's Day celebration at the Darcy home, but it wasn't so calm 8 days ago when Matthew Timothy Darcy was born.
It's exciting. It's scary. I mean, that's a pretty awesome responsibility.
Darcy is taking the new challenge of fatherhood in stride. His strategy, jump right in. But that doesn't mean he always likes where he ends up.
I know one of the things that I definitely had never done was diapers.
So far, he's facing that with success, too. Part of his game plan is trial and error and lots of wipes.
I didn't want to be standoff on it. I wanted to get right in the middle of it, so if there was something to be done that needed to be done, I could do it.
People who teach prenatal classes at Peninsula Regional say they've definitely seen some changes over the last 10 years. They see new mothers are working more, and that means fathers have had to take more responsibility. And they say most of them are jumping at the chance.
during class, it's real nice to see some of the dads, you know, they're very touchy to their you know, partner. They want to be there. They actively participate. It's a very rewarding experience, and you're just hoping for the best outcomes for them because it really is a nice thing.
And it's something Darcy's wife appreciates.
He's constantly, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to help you with? He's right there helping me through everything.
Darcy says when it comes to his future soccer player, he doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. After all, what are dads for? Sonia Taylor, WBOC News, Salisbury.
Darcy says he's taking cues from his own father. The best advice so far? Lots of hugs and kisses. Well, many dads spend their days handing down fatherly advice, but one father did more. He actually wrote his words of wisdom down on paper napkins and put them in his children's lunch boxes. Now, nearly 20 years later, those napkins are a new book. Kara Garton of Baltimore saved those little notes her dad sent her off to school with. The book is called Lunch Bag Notes from Dad. And Kara says it's now Dad's turn to follow his little girl's advice. Well, still to come tonight, your next-door neighbor. Tonight, say hello to a father and son who have plenty of time on their hands. You'll meet them when we come right back.
Walmart everyday low prices means everything, every day.
Everyday low prices really mean something at Walmart.
Every single item in the store, every day.
Every blouse, every dress, all my kitchen appliances.
Everyday low prices means you don't have to wait for an ad to get the best price.
Shampoo, mouthwash, games for the kids, all my son's sports stuff. I know I can always save at Walmart.
Low prices every day on everything you need. Always low prices. Always Walmart.
Oh, how happy you have made me. Ford Ranger, built Ford tough with an attitude all its own. And during the Ford Big Time Sales event, you can get low 0.9% financing for 48 months or up to $1,750 cash back. 0.9 APR could lower your payment by up to $70 a month. Or use the cash back to get into a Ranger starting under $10,700. With more loyal owners than Honda, Toyota, or Chevy, you should see your local Ford dealer, home of America's best sellers.
Well, losing track of time is a common problem for many of us. Tonight, Lisa Spicer meets two next-door neighbors who can make sure you're never late again.
The clock is ticking at Robinson's Clock Shop in Salisbury. This family-run business has been in Salisbury for 23 years. Robert Robinson learned how to fix clocks from his father-in-law decades ago. Now he's passing on what he knows to his own son, John.
What do you think about working with your son?
Oh, I think it's great.
I've been fixing clocks really since I was 14. I've been playing with them long before that, but actually working on them since I was 14.
Luckily, these two are more than father and son. They're also friends and always have time for each other.
Go for it. I can take advantage of him. So.
Do you?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't believe that.
I can ask him to do things that I couldn't ask a regular employee, and it works very well.
We can. You now?
Oh yes, absolutely, all the time, just about every day, as a matter of fact. And but I tell him no also.
They tell each other yes an awful lot too, and that's what they say to just about anybody who brings in a cherished clock that's lost its tick.
I had a guy bring in one that he beat a burglar over the head with, and it was in pieces, but he wanted it fixed. He didn't care what it cost because he said it saved his life.
History winds through this tiny shop. For the Robinsons, it's the old pieces they find the most enchanting.
1820, 1830. There's something about the satisfaction of taking a piece that's maybe 100 years old and making it run as well as it did the day it was new. Yes.
And that's ready to go. How long will it run?
One day.
One day?
One day. You have to wind it up every day.
The best thing is that every day it's a different challenge. A clock will come in that you've never seen. A watch will come in you've never seen. And you've got to actually sit down, take it apart, figure out how it works, why it works.
But sometimes the best part about this job is getting a chance to take time out.
A lot of people think that it's very tedious to sit and work on a piece for a day. But if you sit and work on that piece for a day, the whole world goes by. And all the world's problems are somewhere else because you're involved in the clock. And time goes very quickly when you're working.
It could take weeks to get some of these old clocks working again, but before they're shipped out, they'll all be keeping perfect time. I'm Lisa Spicer with two of our next-door neighbors for WBOC News.
You can find the Robinsons on Route 13 in Salisbury. Meteorologist Jane Jordan is off, so I'll have a look at your forecast when we come right back.
A lot of us have babies of our own. So when a little girl in our community needed special help, our store raised money for the Children's Miracle Network, who helped make it possible for Taylor to walk. And she decided to thank us by doing her therapy in our store where her grandfather brought her every day. Every year we raise money all over the country for kids like Taylor, so we can watch these little miracles grow up all around us, because we live here too, and we believe good works.
If you drive the car, you're definitely going to become a Hyundai believer. I feel really safe in my car because it has the dual airbags, side impact protection.
Right now, you could get the Hyundai Accent with AM/FM stereo cassette for as little as $7,349. But you better hurry down to your Hyundai dealer, because these cars will be selling. You could get the Accent for as little as $7,349 during the Hyundai Real Sale.
Well, this first day of summer brought us just about everything. We started off with hot temperatures, then we had those thunderstorms, and now we have some of this dense fog, which is impairing the search for that downed plane that we were telling you about at the top of the newscast. For the remainder of the overnight, we'll have partly cloudy skies with areas of patchy fog, especially along the coast. Temperatures will hover right around the 70-degree mark. Some of that fog will be pretty thick, so the National Weather Service has issued a dense fog advisory for Sussex County through tomorrow morning. That means visibility could be near zero at times overnight. Other areas of the peninsula will see patchy fog as well, so be careful if you're out on the roads tonight. Now, taking a look back at the mid-Atlantic radar over the past 12 hours, you'll see those thunderstorms that developed earlier this afternoon. But after the sun went down, those storms quickly died down. Now we add in the clouds, and you can see that most of the clouds have exited Delmarva. Most of the thick clouds are associated with an upper air disturbance to our south, as well as with some thunderstorms in the Mississippi Valley. Right now in Salisbury, we have 73 degrees, very gentle winds out of the east, 6 miles an hour, humidity almost at 100%, kind of sticky out there. Dover, 72 degrees, calm winds. Again, the humidity up over 90%, very muggy night. Our weather watches at 10 p.m. show temperatures ranging from 69 degrees at Americans Corner to 80 degrees at Chincoteague. Both Bill Irwin in Milford and Kenny Thomas in Cambridge are reporting 74 degrees. So tomorrow when you wake up, we'll have temperatures in the 70s with partly sunny skies as a low-pressure system works its way into the peninsula. By midday, we're in and out of the clouds with temperatures topping out in the mid-80s. We'll have a chance of an afternoon shower or a thunderstorm. By tomorrow evening, our temperatures will drop back down into the 70s. We still have a chance for a few lingering showers here and there. Tonight, we'll have partly cloudy skies with that patchy, dense fog. Temperatures will drop down to around 69 degrees. To start off your work week, we'll have partly sunny skies with a chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Temperatures will rise into the mid-80s. And looking ahead for the next 5 days, more of the same. Partly to mostly cloudy, very warm temperatures, very muggy. Chance of a storm, a thunder shower, or a shower at any time. And Craig Smith is up now with Sports Wrap. Happy Father's Day.
Father's Day to you, too. I'm not a father,
Me either, but
I don't like the fact it's not supposed to rain on Wednesday. I need rain. I'm supposed to help my sister move. I don't want to do that, so who knows?
Well, I'll work on it. We have a couple days now.
See what you can do.
We'll do.
We're going back to the traditional sports wrap. No dancing bears, no funny band, just a good old-fashioned Father's Day sports wrap coming up next.
This week's edition of Sports Wrap is dedicated to all you fathers out there. In hardball, it was a slugfest out in Baltimore. And a happy Father's Day to you, Mr. Massey. The Phils were looking to tame the Cubs. And a happy Father's Day to you, too, Mr. Damone. A new face found victory lane in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. And a happy Pops Day to you, Mr. Bowman. And this former Flyers coach has new employment. Happy Father's Day to you too, Mr. Courtney. And to all you fathers out there, this one's for you. Sports Rap's coming up next.
Hello? Oh. Echo! Go!
Jeep Wrangler. With dual airbags, a smoother ride, and a starting price around $14,700.
Trees! Boulders!
Must be his first Jeep.
Rookie.
Oh, yes!
Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Thelma, how do you expect a man to tell night from day when the entire sky is on fire with your beauty? A single moment without your caress seems an eternity.
Okay, I got it from here. Okay, Ralph.
If you're going to put back the romance, put back the romance.
You smell good.
If you're going to get a burger, get a burger. Hardee's Frisco Burger. Buttery grilled sourdough bread, a large beef patty, Swiss, and bacon. Hardee's. If you're going to go, go all out.
You show me a truck that works as hard as I do, we do, and it's sold.
Then go pick up your keys and lease a Tacoma 4x4 for just $169 a month. You'll get a hard-working 4x4 with the power to out-haul and out-tow the competition. Or buy your Tacoma now and get up to $2,800 in savings.
I'm impressed.
You don't have much time. Toyota's Best Buy sales event ends June 30th.
Hard-working truck, hard-working dealer.
You're watching WBOC. Now, here's Sports Wrap.
Yes, in case you were curious, that was my father at the end looking goofy. It runs in the family. We got to do that kind of thing. Well, starting off with baseball tonight on Sports Wrap. Last night, the Delmarva Shorebirds put together their longest winning streak of the second half of the season. Okay, it's only one game, but to start, tonight the Birds looking to make it 2 straight and force a series split with the Cape Fear Crocs down in North Carolina. The Birds, they exploded in the 8th and 9th inning. They were down 6-2. They put 5 on the board in the 8th, put 5 more on the board in the 9th. And they just absolutely blow out the Cape Fear Crocs. They're now 2-2, start off the second half of the season. Tomorrow night, they start an 11-game home stretch. They'll be playing the Hagerstown Suns. 7:05, so get out there at the ballpark. Check out some baseball. In the big leagues, in the American League, it was the Jays and the O's at Camden Yards. Another day of long ball at the yard. Toronto's Ed Sprague gets a hold of this one, and that's not a good thing. Toronto will grab a 3-0 lead. Harold Baines, the Eastern Shore Zone, getting it done today. A solo home run, making it a 2-run lead, but the Jays, they kept punishing the O's pitcher, Sidney Ponson. Sidney not having a good day on the hill. Puts this one right in Carlos Delgado's wheelhouse. Oh, my, that ball is still going somewhere. Who knows? It's long, it's gone. The Jays win. Your final score, 7-3. The Phillies taking on the Cubs. Bobby Abreu, he just loves the Cubs pitching. Singles to right field. Greg Jeffries comes around to score. 1-0 Phillies. Phils keep plugging away. Desi Rutherford just going to make Sammy Sosa look really bad here. Sammy, the gloves for catching the ball, and I don't know what he was doing right there, but it wasn't a good thing. Mark Lewis comes around to score. Sammy Sosa gets some revenge, though, with the bat. He has 21 home runs in his last 22 games. He's on fire. He's good. He's got power. Who cares? The Phils went on to win the game. Your final score of 7-2. Well, one of the more successful baseball GMs in history has passed away. Former Dodgers general manager Al Campanis died of coronary heart disease earlier today. He was 81 years old. While in L.A., let me try to say that in English. While in L.A., Campanis guided the Dodgers to 4 World Series. Tommy Lasorda said he was his mentor. However, Campanis is probably best remembered for remarks he made in 1987 when he said African Americans lack the necessities to serve in baseball's front offices, comments that soon landed him out of baseball. On the lighter and more fun stuff, heading into today's final round of the U.S. Open, Payne Stewart had to feel in pretty good company. The 3 other times the Open was held at the Olympic Club in California. The third-round leaders were Ben Hogan, Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson. Not bad company, right? Not necessarily good company either. All 3 of those guys went on to lose. Payne not looking good today either. Yes, we've all missed 6-foot putts, but not in the U.S. Open, Payne. What are you doing? Are the pants too high or what? Great story of the day. Matt Kuchar turned 20 today, playing as an amateur out of Georgia Tech. He had his dad as his caddy. He finished at 9 over par. As far as the real pros are concerned, Stewart continued to struggle, and Lee Janzen picked up the slack there. The huge birdie on 11. Janzen would actually grab the lead from Stewart, and here on the 18th, Stewart trying to force a playoff. This ball is just going to trickle just a little bit short. Lee Janzen, the winner of the 1998 U.S. Open. Well, it wasn't Gordon, it wasn't Jarrett, Martin, Labonte, or even the other Labonte. So who won Pocono 500 today? We'll tell you after this.
If you're going to build your kid a treehouse,
Hey, look what I got!
build your kid a treehouse.
Great, Dad.
What do you think? Over the piano?
If you're going to have chicken, have chicken. Hardee's Chicken and Biscuits. 8 double-breaded pieces, 4 made-from-scratch biscuits, just $6.99. Hardee's. If you're going to go all out.
I can't think of a single reason to buy your next car, truck, or van from I.G. Burton.
How about 23 Chevy Cavaliers, or 17 Malibus, 14 Luminous, or 15 Olds 88s, and 23 Intrini?
Wow. And there's more.
Financing as low as 1.9%, rebates up to $3,500.
And we're selling them fast.
How fast?
Really fast.
How low?
Really low.
So if you had to name one reason to buy from I.G. Burton,
There isn't just one reason.
we have them all right here. I.G. Burton Chevy Olds Milford.
Stock up your cooler and play ball. First, go to Food City Meatland for Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, and Mountain Dew 12 packs. On sale now for just $2.99. 14-ounce bags of Wise potato chips are only $1.49. And Keebler pecan sandies and chips deluxe are $2.89. Then, while you're there, register to win great prizes like Maryland Lottery Grand Slam scratch-offs, baseball and softball equipment, or tickets to the Shorebirds. There'll be winners from every store. Plus, 2 lucky families will win grand prize trips to an Orioles game. This offer ends soon, so hurry to Food City Meatland.
Oh, how happy you have made me.
Ford Explorer. Available V8 power and low 1.9% financing. Now, during the Ford Big Time Sales event, get 1.9 financing plus $750 cash back on Ford Explorer. That's right, 1.9 financing plus $750 cash back. Or get $750 cash back on the incredible Expedition. With more loyal owners than Honda, Toyota, or Jeep, you should see your local Ford dealer, home of America's best sellers.
Hey, welcome back. The NASCAR Winston Cup Series has a weird way of determining their points leaders. Nearly 20 races into the season, Jeremy Mayfield has yet to cross the checkered flag first, but still, he's the man on top. But trust me, Jeremy still wants to make a trip to the winner's circle. Trying to do it today at the Pocono 500. Jeff Gordon on the pole at the start of the race because, well, he was the fastest guy in qualifying. Dale Earnhardt, new crew chief, doesn't matter. Still up to the same old tricks. Taps Kenny Schrader into the wall. Earnhardt radioed to apologize to Schrader. Doesn't matter, though. Schrader was out of the race. The real story, the weather. You know, they're not going really fast. They're not going real slow. They're not going at all because it was raining out in Pocono today. That stopped the race for a period of time. Jeff Gordon eventually would get passed by Jeremy Mayfield. Gordon would make a late run at Mayfield, but it wasn't enough as Jeremy Mayfield goes on to win his first ever Winston Cup race. Let's take a look at your top 5. Mayfield, Gordon, Dale Jarrett. 4th straight race he's been in the top 3, followed by Jeff Burton and Mark Martin. Your second to 5 right here, Waltrip, Dallenbach, Earnhardt, Marlin, all driving Chevys today, all finishing in the top 10. Jimmy Spencer finished in 10th. Taking a look at your points, Mayfield still on top, followed by Gordon, Jarrett, and Martin. Rusty Wallace no longer a part of top 5 as Terry Labonte takes that space. In kart action today, it was the Bud 200 out in Portland. Somebody forgot to tell these guys that you don't go 6 wide into the turns, especially with these cars, because you get this kind of ugly stuff. Michael Andretti, Paul Tracy, Christian Vittapaldi all messed up into that one. Alex Zanardi's the man. Well, why? Because he wins all the races, and he won again today. Scott Pruitt finished 2nd. Brian Herta was 3rd. Well, some of NASCAR's future stars were testing their boundaries of speed on Del Marva this weekend. The Maryland Karting Championship Series stopped off in Chestertown today. Young speedsters competed in over a dozen different categories based on age and motor size. And these guys say they love the speed.
Fun. It gets you excited, gives you this feeling like you're going to go bungee jumping or something.
And despite it being Father's Day, several dads were busy in the pits this afternoon to make sure the race could go as planned. Well, soccer's one of those easy sports to understand. Whoever scores the most goals wins, and that's been a problem for the U.S. in the World Cup. Heading into their 2nd Cup game, the Americans had yet to tickle the twine, and if they want to be considered a soccer power, they better start doing it soon. A huge game this afternoon, U.S. versus Iran. Both teams desperate for a W, and the U.S. would have their chances. Carly Arena off the post, that's got to hurt. We don't like that. The Iranians, they were finishing their chances today. Hamid Estaki, the tremendous header from 15 yards out, finds the top corner of the net. 1-0 Iran. The 83rd minute, the U.S. desperate for a goal. They get caught up in the offensive zone, and that leaves Medley Matavuka with his goal, making it 2-0. The Americans did not give up, though. They did rally in the last couple minutes. Brian McBride, a great header of his own. Wasn't enough, though. The U.S. loses. Your final score of 2-1. The Reggae Boys of Jamaica taking on Argentina today. The Reggae guys were partying. They shouldn't have been for long. Ariel Ortega for Argentina, the huge goal there, making it 1-0. In the second half, Argentina just went nuts. Ortega again, sneaking through the defense, the goal, making it 2-0 at that point in time. You want more Ortega? You love him. He's a World Cup star. Check out this, the great pass to Gabriela Bautista. Shoots, scores. That Latin American guy yells goal for a long time, and Jamaica loses. Your final score of 5-0. One other score for you, Yugoslavia tied Germany today, 2-0. The Germans were down. They scored 2 goals in the last 20 minutes to tie it up. We'll be back in just a bit.
Most businesses want you to buy more of what they sell. That's not necessarily true of your electric co-op. Sure, we want you to have all the electricity you need, but we also want you to get a lot of value for your power dollar. Wise use is one way to do that. You see, co-ops were created to provide service to members, not profits to stockholders. So don't be surprised when we offer hints on electric efficiency. We just want you to get the most value for your money, regardless of how much electricity you use. Chop Tank Electric Cooperative. Make us your choice to power the shore.
Paintball at Shooter's Choice, a great idea for a Father's Day gift. Shooter's Choice Indoor Shooting Range now has an outdoor paintball field and all the equipment you need to play. Of course, we still offer instruction for the new shooter as well as police training. Go from the classroom to the range for actual shooting practice. We're stocked with paintball equipment and everything else a shooter or hunter could want. Come in and shop for Dad today. Shooter's Choice in Dover. Father's Day and paintball at Shooter's Choice. 1-800-247-5172.
In a sports car, fun is measured by the mile. Where it has trouble is by the yard. Luckily, there's Sonoma by GMC. Vortec power and a choice of 4 different tune suspensions. For good, clean fun. Sonoma by GMC, where sports car meets pickup.
Now lease a new 1998 Sonoma regular cab for only $139 a month. $139. See your local GMC dealer today.
Nicholas's mother was visiting us from Paris just recently, and she brought his Hot Wheels collection from when he was a little boy, and he gave them to Emily, our oldest daughter.
I had not seen these toys in years, and I didn't even know my mom had kept them.
So today we came to get the garage that goes with it, and we knew we'd find it here. We got some towels for our bathrooms today. Nicholas got a new pair of shoes.
My mom, she told us, oh, America is wonderful. She found things that Walmart had been looking for in Europe.
Good service, good prices, and I just know I'm going to be able to find what I need here.
One last quick note for you sports fans. Former Flyers head coach Terry Murray is now the new head coach of the Florida Panthers. We tell you more, but we're out of time. Have a good week.
This is Imagine TV.
Look at all this inventory. If we could just think of a big name for a sale, we could get all these clothes out. Clothes out!
Now get 1.9% APR on Mercury Mountaineer. On Villager, choose 1% APR or $2,000 cash back. Lease.
And when they see something like this, they get excited about either participating in this watershed or participating in their own watershed at home to help make it a cleaner, safer, healthier place to be.
Tour guides go over issues facing the bay's watershed like nutrient runoff. Passengers also get short history lessons on the towns they visit. Nature lovers say the wildlife is the best part.
I'm hoping to see the eagles again. I really enjoy that part. And, of course, the ospreys are always there. Their nests all up and down the river.
If you'd like to take a similar tour, call the Ocean World Institute at the number you see on your screen, 410-522-4214. Well, they are small insects with big bites. Thalia Assuris tells us about a new kind of partnership designed to get rid of summer's most obnoxious pest, the mosquito.
Well, good morning, everybody. You wouldn't believe it, maybe, the way we're starting way down in the 20s, but it's going to be a great Friday out there. It is going to feel like spring as we have the sunshine showing up and temperatures are going to warm up. In fact, the sun has already come up and already we've warmed up several degrees. We got down to an overnight low of 21 degrees in Salisbury. We have gotten colder, though, It has gotten down to 13 for an overnight low this late in March. Today, though, you'll need a sweater or a coat this morning, but then it will be mild later in the day. At lunchtime, it will be around 52 degrees and staying in the 50s on into the afternoon with sunny skies. A few more clouds coming in tonight, so it will be partly cloudy by the time you turn the lights out. The temperature will be around 39 degrees. And once again, it's another cold night. Into the morning, we'll drop down into the 20s for our overnight low. When you wake up, it'll be around 28 degrees. And then later in the day, we'll see sunshine returning and more temperatures in the 50s. But late into the day, some clouds with maybe a chance of rain late Saturday.
All righty, thank you, Jane. Well, a local soldier killed in Iraq will be remembered and honored this weekend. Ryan Long was killed by a suicide bomber at a checkpoint in Baghdad almost 2 years ago. Well, this weekend, family, friends, and even strangers can honor him at the Shorebirds Family Fun Fest. One of the attractions is a charity card show in the Comcast Executive Lounge. 15 vendors will be selling baseball memorabilia. Some of that money will go to the Ryan Long Memorial Scholarship Fund, and that's this weekend at the Shorebird Stadium from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Hundreds turn out to honor the life of a well-known police chief. More than 150 officers paid their respects to Ward Jr. Collins yesterday. Collins was 75 and served as chief of Selbyville's police department for 35 years. Those who knew Collins say he was an icon in the community and well respected across state lines.
Well respected, and he was an old school police chief, and he commanded a lot of respect from the citizens in this town because he was a fair gentleman, and he was an honest cop and good cop.
What most people say they remember most about Chief Collins was his sense of humor. Collins is survived by his 3 sons and their family. Almost $1 million is coming to clean up the Eastern Shore. This grant comes from Maryland Governor Ehrlich's office. Federalsburg will use their portion to clean up Marshy Hope Creek. Tillman Island residents will switch from septic systems to sewers, and Cambridge got money to update its wastewater systems to keep it from overflowing when it rains hard. And Delmar will upgrade their wastewater plant as well. Meantime, money woes for Delmarva beaches. Workers say they have only about half the funds needed to cover the cost of the projects at Rehoboth and Dewey beaches. State officials say they will get the problem worked out, but replenishment will likely continue until mid-June. A big day for one local college team. That's right, Delaware State University is playing in the first round of the NCAA tournament. They are playing against top-seeded Duke. This game will be played in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can catch it all here on WBOC. Tip-off set for 7:25. We, of course, will have live reports for you from Charlotte on the Delmarva Report at noon and 6 o'clock. Angela Welch is a senior at Lake Forest High School. She's a multi-sport athlete with high goals and a non-stop schedule. And as WBOC's Justin Cavey reports, she's also the newest member of the Student Athlete Honor Roll.
Angela Welch loves to play tennis. The Lake Forest High senior also plays field hockey, is on the diving team, part of the National Honor Society and Student Council. She says she's almost never at home, but says that's a good thing.
It's a great opportunity to be able to go out and be in the community, help. I love sports. I love to compete. It's a lot of fun.
As if that's not enough, Angela is also an intern for her sister Stacy at Lake Forest Central Elementary School. Stacy says Angela is a role model.
She works very, very well with students, and I think that she does an awesome job. The students actually look up to her, and they always ask me, is she coming today? Is she coming today? I'd like to talk to her. Good job.
Angela says teaching is great, but has other plans for her future.
I got accepted early decision into University of Delaware. I plan to go up there next year, live on campus, hopefully get into the medical science-related fields.
The 17-year-old says this point in her life is
a lot of stress, but I'm getting through it. I'm ready to go to college. I'm ready for the next step.
And we're ready to serve up her part in the WBOC Student Athlete Honor Roll.
Good morning, everybody. We're looking at the local Doppler radar that shows very little going on. Not much has been happening lately, even though we had a lot of clouds yesterday. The showers were mostly in the upper atmosphere, even though some sprinkles and flurries reached the ground. What we're seeing this morning is a lot of that clearing out now, and we are expecting some sunshine to be around today. The low pressure is moving away from us, taking all that and That's going to mean a pleasant day for us. Temperatures are actually going to warm up into the 50s. You can see some clouds still on our satellite at this time, but overall it looks like we'll see mostly sunny skies, maybe becoming partly sunny later in the day. There's still some fog this morning, and again, of course, cold temperatures, but they will be leaving. Later on today, we'll see those high temperatures reaching 49 in Ocean City, 49 in Dover, and those look like the cool spots in Georgetown and Salisbury. You should get into the 50s, around 50 in Wallops Island, around 50, 51 in Melfa. Now, right now, the temperatures have been going up, but we had a cold start. Some places stayed in the 30s, but most areas dropped into the 20s. Salisbury, we dropped all the way down to 21 degrees. But as we've seen the sun showing up, we've seen the temperatures starting to increase. It's up to 28 right now. 33 in Ocean City, 33 in Wallops Island. So with all that March sun, it looks like we will keep climbing today. It is 30 degrees right now in Dover. The winds have picked up a little bit, but you can see they're still very light out of the west-southwest at 3 miles an hour, and the humidity is still fairly high while we had the fog with some moisture around. It's 27 in Salisbury. The winds are calm. And here is the futurecast. Nice and clear for us by later in the morning. We're seeing the sunshine, so pretty dry conditions. We will see the wind continuing to move around to high pressure. That's going to keep it fairly light, and as the high pressure gets right over us, the winds will continue to be light into tonight to even calm, and that will still keep the cold temperatures around as the high moves close to us. But right now it's coming in out of the west to the northwest, and that rain moving away. Then we'll see another system approaching us, and that will bring some rain for us into late Saturday and also throughout the day on Sunday. But we'll start Saturday with sunshine. It looks like the sun will be around for most of the morning, and even in the afternoon it will still be partly sunny, even though the clouds will increase. On your Friday, though, we will be warming up. Even though we're down into the 20s, we're going to end up into the 50s. The winds will be light, mainly out of the northeast. Tonight, though, we go from the 30s back to the 20s for overnight low, and we have partly cloudy skies. So still cold, a lot colder than we should be. But even though we start cold tomorrow, we'll see pleasant conditions again. The winds will turn more to the south, helping push those temperatures up. The clouds will be increasing late into the day, and there is a chance of a few showers coming in later on. Melanie?
All right, Jane, thank you. Well, today could be your lucky day. We have one more set of tickets to give away to see the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters. We're giving away a family 4-pack to see the team's World of Fun tour. That game is this Sunday, March the 20th at 2 p.m. at the Wicomico Civic Center. Later in the show, we'll give you that number to call and tell you when to start dialing. Be the 16th caller and you will win, and I am being told don't call now, so put down that phone. Don't call right now. We're going to tell you when to call and what number to call. So give us a few minutes before you call. Well, up next, where you need to go this weekend to find some unbelievable bargains. We have 2 guests here to sell it to you. We'll meet with them in just a minute. Plus, a bathroom fit for a king, where you can find this luxurious loo. It's 7:33, and we'll be back.
Hi, I'm Tom Bunning, pastor in Emmanuel Wesleyan Church in Salisbury. Easter is a special time of the year when we celebrate the death and the burial and the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Our church is preparing an Easter production called The Barred Tomb. It will be held at the Emmanuel Wesleyan Church in Salisbury, just off of Route 50, on Saturday, March 26th and Sunday, March 27th. Join us Easter weekend at 142 Shamrock Drive as we experience the passionate play of the life of Christ.
High-torque engines, truck-tough frames. For work, play, and everything in between. Pick a direction. Go.
It's all here on WBOC, Delmarva's news leader.
And welcome back, everybody. 7:35 on your Friday morning. A live picture there of Dover. There are a few cars on the road. Kind of busy out there. Sun is shining, and it's going to warm up. Temperatures today in the 50s. Something to look forward to. Well, it certainly doesn't feel much like spring yet, but this weekend it will certainly look like it. The Wicomico Youth and Civic Center is hosting its annual yard sale. Now, it's inside, but it might get you in the mood. To talk more about this busy day, we have Rod and Amanda, and this is huge, isn't it?
It's very big. It's very big. People anticipate this all year long, and it's going to be a big event.
It's one-stop shopping. I mean, most people, they get up and you got to go off to the neighborhoods, look at the paper, but hey, just come to the Civic Center, right?
Correct, correct. You can either go out and drive all over Delmarva to find 350 different yard sales, or you can come to the Civic Center and do it all under one roof.
Now, people have been registering, I guess, for months, and it's just individuals, it's probably neighborhoods, everybody kind of just chips in.
Yeah, yeah.
There are people that come back every year. They're very eager to do a spring cleaning and
get rid of some of that stuff. Yeah. I guess it's the early bird gets the worm, right? That's my problem. I never want to wake up to go at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I would say so. It starts at 7 and it only lasts until noon, so it really does pay to be early.
Okay. Yeah. And all kinds of stuff. I mean, you kind of equated it to eBay.
I sort of think it's like eBay, except you can actually go out and talk to the vendors and actually touch the merchandise. We're expecting about 350 vendors. Everything from what would you say is going to be there, Amanda?
everything from collectibles, including long and burger baskets, which you know is popular, antiques, electronics, toys, clothes, anything you could ask for.
Are the deals any good? Any insider on that one?
Great deals, and the good thing is they're not going to want to take it out with them, so the vendors will be eager to make a bargain.
So it might kind of be good to do it at the last minute, because then you can say, hey, you got 10 minutes, you got to give this to me now.
Yeah, you sound like a veteran trader.
I know. That's when I plan on going.
Yeah.
So I can sleep in tomorrow. All right. So good time here. So 350 vendors, that's huge. I mean, definitely. Is that bigger than last year, or does it grow every year?
It grows every year, yeah. And like I said, a lot of repeat vendors. Hopefully have some new folks out there.
Okay, cool.
And you can still buy a booth, actually, if you call through about 5 o'clock today at the box office.
So 5 o'clock today, you can still set up shop. And what is it like? You can get a certain amount of space, or is you can get large, small, medium, whatever?
You can buy one table or combine tables.
Okay.
And
you guys provide the tables, they just provide the stuff.
That is correct, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And $2 entry fee, right?
Correct, yes. And the entire Normandy Arena, the big civic center, will be full of tables. It's quite a sight to see, actually.
Oh, I can imagine. I might have to go. All right, Wicomico Civic Center today, Saturday. Get it right, Saturday. 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. We're suggesting getting there early so you can get your hands on the good stuff.
Yes.
Only $2.
Can't beat it.
All right, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
I have to sleep now. I know I am after the show's over. All right, thank you.
Well, good morning, everybody. We see a little bit of rain on the map, and all of that is leaving with a low pressure area. And there's still some snow up there. It's about time to stop seeing that, but unfortunately, it's still hanging on in areas where it is very cold, continuing to be cold up in the Great Lakes. And this is with a storm that's going to bring several inches of snow to those areas. And as it moves through...
You see them every day, so you definitely would be dealing with this on a day-to-day basis. Right. And they gave you the information you needed to know. Okay. Well, we're going to put some information out for you folks there at home, because you guys have a fundraiser coming up April 22nd at the Elks Lodge in Salisbury at 7 p.m. What's the fundraiser all about?
Both of us together have had to raise about $3,000 to be able to do this. So we're doing one more thing to try to make our last couple bucks so that we can go. The marathon is May 1st in Vancouver, British Columbia.
And the fundraiser is a fashion show of sorts, right?
Yes, we're going to have a fashion show, food, lots of fun. We're going to have karaoke afterwards. And there will be a DJ there, music, and hopefully we'll have lots of fun. We're going to have belly dancers walking around and hip-hop dancers and lots of entertainment.
Wow, neat. That sounds like a good time. Also, contributions, you know, even if you just want to support these ladies in their marathon, you can send to the wellness community of Delmarva. How much has this meant to your dad? What does he say about this?
Actually, the community has just been amazing in their support for this. And my parents are actually going to come with us when we run,
Okay, so. And it's in British Columbia. It's in Vancouver, British Columbia. And are you ready? Are you geared up to go?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Have you been like practicing? Have you been training and stuff like that?
We're going to run the Ocean City Marathon this weekend to kind of
gear up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck to you both.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thanks.
All right, let's talk about our big weather story. That happens to be the really strong winds that we've got going on outside this morning. They're going to continue right through tonight. That being said, we've got a high surf advisory from the Delaware border southward. And we've also talking about minor tidal flooding, both today and also tomorrow at the times of high tides, and we could see those water levels basically 1 to 2 feet higher than they normally are. Again, the main wind direction is northeasterly, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Okay, Dover, we're looking at 41 degrees right now, northeast winds about 15 miles per hour or so. Checking out the temps elsewhere, Georgetown, we sit at 42, and Ocean City right now we're looking at about 43 degrees. Here's the zoomed in shot. This is our beauty cam in Ocean City. What you'll notice is that the waves are really acting up. The surf is elevated and the waves are angry because of these really strong winds. Now, this is great for surfers. If you can get out there, of course, you want to be safe. Excellent wave action. But for boaters, we're basically saying, you know, this is not the day to be on your boat. If you can wait till tomorrow, maybe even postpone your boating actions until Monday, that would be the best advice. Here are the current wind speeds right now. We've basically seen them this morning anywhere from like 15 up to 30 miles per hour. In Annapolis, we're looking at 13 miles per hour, 17 miles per hour in both Georgetown and also Salisbury. And if you look all the way down to Wallops Island at the bottom of your TV screen, right now the winds are sustained at 32 miles per hour. We're going to see gusts today up to 35, even 40 or 45 miles per hour. So why is it going to be so windy? Well, number one, we've got a block of high pressure moving southward out of Canada. The other piece of the puzzle is a storm that is brewing off the Carolina coast. Now, between these two pressure systems, we're going to see strong northeast winds that are forced inland, and that's why the seas are sort of stronger than they normally are, and that's why we're going to have those strong winds. Let's go ahead and look at your satellite. If it's any consolation, a lot of sunshine, especially inland. But you know what we're starting to notice now with this storm out here? Some clouds are starting to move along the coastline, and we can see them from Ocean City basically right down to Chincoteague. Here's Futurecast. Beautiful sunshine. This is from 8 a.m. right through this afternoon. But again, we'll still continue to see those strong northeast winds, anywhere up to 30, maybe even gusts to 40 miles per hour. Now, looking into tonight, we'll still call it quite windy out there, but things are going to start to change. We're going to see an area of high pressure really set up shop over the northeast. That's what's going to make the weather fantastic through early next week. But in the interim, it's going to allow those winds to calm down, and that's really going to be good news come tomorrow. But today, again, very strong winds, 50 degrees, mid-40s at the area beaches because of those winds. Again, talking about those winds up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies, mid-30s and breezy. And then looking at the 7-day forecast here, you will notice that the temperatures will start to rebound for Sunday. That'll be the best day of the weekend. And then, Jenny, next week, we're talking 70s.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. You're just so excited. You can't wait to say it. Mother's Day is next month, everyone, and WBOC is looking for some Delmarvelous moms, starting sending go ahead, send us a letter or an email to the address above and tell us why your mom is so Delmarvelous. We will feature your stories starting in May. Teaching children about safety up next. Details on an upcoming event that makes it fun. And later, a look at today's celebrity birthdays at 7:35.
IG Burton Chevrolet in Milford and Seaford are clearing the lot during the spring clearance event. Now through Saturday at IG Burton Chevrolet, you're going to see a whole lot of what you want. A whole lot of selection with over 500 vehicles available. A whole lot of savings with rebates up to $4,500. Like an 05 Chevrolet Cobalt. Now, no money down, just $189 a month. An 05 Chevrolet Silverado with 4-wheel drive extended cab. No money down, now just $369 a month. The spring clearance event going on now at IG Burton Chevrolet in Milford and Seaford. Two great locations, all under one great name.
The Mega Millions jackpot? Well, let's just say it's so many clams, you won't know what hit you.
When it comes to predicting the weather, experience counts. Turn to WBOC's team of meteorologists, Bob Burnett Curie, Jane Jordan, Jeff Porter, and Dennis Ketterer. Get the experience you need for a forecast you can trust. WBOC, Delmarva's weather leader. It's all here on WBOC, Delmarva's news leader.
Good morning to you at 7:36 on this Friday morning. Temperatures in the 40s out there as we look live in Salisbury, and you can see that flag, both those flags, whipping in the wind. Well, learning about safety doesn't have to be boring, kids. Our next guest is part of an event that has made it fun for kids of all ages. Joining us to talk about Kids Safety Day is Linda Green. She's a nurse at the Worcester County Health Department. Thanks for joining us, Linda.
Thank you for inviting me to be here today.
And tell us a little bit about the Kids Safety Day.
This will be the second time that we at the Health Department in Worcester County have sponsored Worcester Celebrates Safe Kids. Last year's event went really well, and we're hoping that this year's is going to be even better.
What do you guys have planned? Like, what do you have? If I'm a kid and I come out to this, how are you going to make it fun for me?
We're going to have all kinds of games and hands-on activities. There will be a petting zoo.
Wow.
There will be a physical activity obstacle course so that you can learn how to be safe on the playground. There will be things for your parents to do so that your parents know how to keep you safer.
Sure.
We have lots of prizes to give away to the kids. Sherman the Shorebird will be coming in at noon.
Wow.
We'll be having a bike rodeo, and if any of the kids want to participate in that, that will be at 11 o'clock. You don't need to bring your bike, but you do need to bring your helmet if you have one.
Okay.
And if you don't have one, we'll make sure that you get one.
Because that is very important. We do stories all the time of people, kids, even adults out on the road. If they don't have helmets on, they can get severely hurt.
They certainly can.
So what did you brought some visuals here?
I did.
Too.
Every child who comes will get a nice T-shirt, Worcester Celebrate Safe Kids T-shirt. We will be this year adding food safety demonstrations, and so everyone who comes will get a food safety thermometer so that you can check the temperatures of your food.
Okay.
Every family will get a night light.
Okay. Definitely need one of those, especially if you have the little ones.
We have lots of Mr. Yuck stickers to give away at our poison prevention display.
And like I said before, you can't have enough of those. Definitely.
Oh, no, no.
And
we
who's
do not.
that?
This is Polly, and Polly says, buckle up.
Very important.
Each year, the Highway Safety Office has a different little animal to remind kids to always buckle up, and so everyone who comes will be getting one of these.
All right. Well, it can save your life. And
Shorebirds tickets we'll be giving away.
Wow.
As I mentioned, Sherman will be putting in an appearance at noon.
Very neat. Well, let's let everyone know when and where they need to go, Linda. It's April 16th from 10 to 2, and it's right at the Worcester County Board of Ed office. Now, that is located on 113, right?
That's located on Route 113 between Snow Hill and Newark.
Okay.
And what you need to look for, if you're not sure where it is the two big white tents that will be set up. They assure us that it's not going to be too windy to set them up.
Good. I hope so. I hope you have great weather.
They're doing it right now.
Oh, they are? Oh.
The tents are being set up this morning.
They're probably fighting with the wind a little bit.
We called yesterday, and they assured us it won't be a problem.
Okay. Well, good luck to you. I hope you have a great turnout.
Thank you. We do, too. And thanks for inviting us to promote it.
Thank you. All right.
Okay, here are your top weather stories. We've got a high surf advisory issued by the National Weather Service from the Delaware border.
Quit a bad habit by walking out on tobacco in Worcester County. Joining us to tell us more about the big day, Linda Green from the Worcester County Health Department. Thanks for joining us, Linda.
Thank you, Jenny.
Now, this is in reference to the Great American Smokeout. You all are having your own day to walk out on tobacco. Tell us about the event.
That's right. Well, each year on the Thursday before Thanksgiving, the American Cancer Society sponsors the Great American Smokeout. In preparation for that in Worcester County, we are having walk out on tobacco.
What will that involve? What will people need to do? Show up and do what?
Okay. We have a wonderful new recreation center in Snow Hill. It serves the entire Worcester County area. Not many people know about it yet because it doesn't officially open until the day before this walkout event. But we would like everyone to come. It doesn't matter if you're a smoker. It doesn't matter if you have recently quit smoking and want to celebrate that, or if you just are concerned about tobacco issues and want to come and show support for people who do try to quit on the Great American Smokeout.
And so the walkout is November 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Worcester County Rec Center in Snow Hill. And folks, if you show up, you're going to get one of these. This is a
That's a quit kit
to help you stop smoking. All right. Linda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
They've got a lot of work ahead of them. They hope to have the new church built by the end of this year. Well, a new year wouldn't be complete without a New Year's resolution.